In today's Urbandoned video, we are in Southern Ireland by the sea, exploring at a huge abandoned estate that overlooks the mesmerising surroundings. The timeless mansion we are looking at dates back to the 1700s, with a rich history that left it vacant in the 1920s. In the last 20 years, it was bought again with intent to restore the dated structure, yet these plans fell through, leaving it a derelict construction site ever since. Join us as we document our entire expedition to reach the isolated property, infiltrate it, and camp stealthily nearby in a different style of video that shows our full process.
Alistair,
what?
Have you heard that 85% of people are not subscribed?
You're joking? They need to hit the subscribe button and press the notification bell to never miss a video.
Neuer sent us their 2-in-1 trolley backpack recently, and we've simply fallen in love with the product. As well as having endless capacity with multiple inside pockets and a laptop holder, the bag also comes with a removable padded compartment so you can choose whether to store your camera gear or holiday essentials in the blink of an eye. Whilst on the go, at the airport or using public transport, you don't always want to be lugging a suitcase along with you, which is why the Neuer bag can easily convert into a rucksack with adjustable padded shoulder straps. We genuinely love this bag and can't recommend it enough. If you're interested, check out the Neuer website, which will be linked below in the description. It was summer 2022 and we had embarked on a week-long trip to Ireland to visit new territory and film many different abandoned places. Around midway through, our next task was already planned out.
Okay, so we just stocked up on supplies at Tesco. Plans for the evening are we've got a nice castle to explore, and then right next to it we are going to be camping by the sea, hopefully. In the hammocks, we've got some cards to play, we've got some wraps to make. It's going to be good.
Yeah, it's a two-hour drive there, but there's not going to be any signal at this place, so going completely remote. On the drive to the manor, just got through the gatehouse, and I'm just going to see how far we can get. In fact, if you look left, you can see it. There's a van, which is looking promising.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool view, if you ask me. Peeks out over the trees. Wow. You go straight, I'd say.
See that new glass building on the right of it? That's all.
It's old. That's part of the failed construction.
It's bigger.
Oh dear.
Meant to be a big project and then it failed. So we just left it.
Arriving at the castle, we were impressed with the exterior appearance, a towering structure that connoted royalty and wealth, with huge arched windows and turrets that clearly stood out, perched on a hill in a very rural area. Back in the 1700s, the property was given to a wealthy family and stayed in their possession for almost 2 centuries. During this time, it was extended massively, and a lot of the structure that remains today was built in the 1860s. Tragically, in the midst of the Irish War of Independence in the early 1920s, the mansion was destroyed by the IRA, who believed that with its southern isolated location, it could be used to station English troops. The family eventually received compensation, but the building was too decimated to be rebuilt at the time, so they vacated the region. It was sold at an auction in the 1920s, but was left a ruin for decades. 80 years later, an investment company purchased the dangerous structure and started to restore it, aiming to convert the property into a luxury 6-star resort. However, although it opened briefly in 2007, it seemed fate wasn't in sync with the plans, as the devastating financial crisis of this time left it forced to close again. As we made our way onto the site's land, we were slightly concerned about different construction vehicles on site, even though this did signify the excellent news that work seems to have restarted again. We figured it would be best to see whether we would have a good chance getting inside, before setting up camp. It wouldn't prove too simplistic to access the grand premises, with many surveillance cameras and sensors dotted around it. Eventually we would find an angle that missed these, and a smashed window.
Starting off this explore of Puxley Manor. We're probably rushed because we need to find a place to sleep later by the coast. And we set off those sensors. We don't know if they're just deterrents and no one's coming, or they're on their way. Luckily this place is quite isolated, so we think we should be alright. And also there isn't much in here, so it shouldn't take us too long. Just appears like a construction site. And it's always been like this, they've never finished it. This staircase is definitely one that was not intended for the manor. Just a scaffolding one that was never removed, now it's got dust on it. Here you can see where they were planning to put walls in for different rooms. A very wealthy person would have lived here, if they ever got the chance. It's a nice sloped ceiling.
Nice set of stained glass there. You wouldn't expect to see that in this place, considering how all the other windows are so modern. This could be a modern installation, but still, at least it's got some character. It's such a shame because all these rooms have so much potential. Just look at the arches at the end and the fireplace.
Look at the green on this staircase. Hello. This is quite cool.
What have we got?
It's quite a different shaped room and there's ferns growing. I'm not sure if the ceiling wasn't put in or it was intended to be like that, but the foliage is really nice.
So much to these rooms. Well, there could have been so much to these rooms. What a lovely bay window. I mean, just look at the views people would be able to have from up here. It's unbelievable. I was just sat here. Who knows what will happen next with it.
This is the grand central atrium. It's lovely stonework, and you can see the promises of a nice fireplace at the bottom. And a grand staircase too, with just scaffolding around it. It had so much potential, it's a real shame they didn't finish it.
It's unusual to see a complex so stripped, yet with an abundance of greenery still inside. Despite there being little to see within the castle, the promises of stunning refurbished architecture was very unique and interesting to imagine how it would look when finished.
So we left coming down here till last, just in case there was cameras, after being spotted by a few outside. And coming down just really reiterates how much of a shame it is that this is just sat here with no further progression, because the architecture is amazing in this main hall in particular. If this was finished, I'm sure it would have been equally as impressive architecture in all the rooms, especially in this section.
This central atrium was the highlight of the former manor, with tremendous arches and plenty of natural light. We wonder how similar it is from when the site was in ruin. Was it inspired from the tormented property dismantled by the IRA, or was this a vision from the hotel developers in the early 2000s?
These are the grand rooms of the ground floor. Even a little bit there of polished wood. You can see their vision though. Finished, these rooms would have been marvellous. So grand. Let alone the view, looking out over the sea and the mountains.
There's huge modern sections to this whole complex, and this is one of them, and you can see there's not a lot of interest in these at all. Like, you really would struggle to find something that you could class as a point of interest. I think the best things you can look at are these windows that let in so much light, and as I keep saying, let you to see the view. This could easily be a pool, actually. That's just as a guess. It's a very unfinished one, but it is a pool. I'll go down and have a look. Most bare pool I've ever seen, abandoned or not, but I guess it shows some form of the building process. This would have been really nice for residents, visitors, whatever the complex was going to be, especially with all this natural light coming in.
We had finished the majority of the manor, but there were still the added apartments to see. With the sun setting and our need to find a suitable destination to sleep tonight, that would have to wait for the morning. Thankfully, although it did say camping wasn't allowed, we weren't too stressed about coming across a nice spot to build our hammocks, as it seemed that anywhere along the coastline would be picturesque enough. Plus, there was forest all the way to the Land's End, so we would be able to stay concealed. As the sun set gradually, we passed the no camping signs and searched for a hidden patch of trees, using maps to guide the way and then following the beach path.
We're wandering the beautiful coast with the mountains in the background, looking for a suitable place to set up shop for the night. We just spoke to a lovely lady who gave us some instructions. Do you reckon we should go left?
Yeah.
Okay. But this is an idyllic place to camp if we can find the right set of trees to put up our hammocks.
I think this is it.
Yeah, I might be down for a swim, to be honest. Just as a, like, you're only here once kind of thing. Even if it's icy.
We're not even far from the car.
No.
Just following it around.
In no time, we had found the perfect position to stay overnight, right besides the water and shielded by bushes from the path.
Right, everyone. Alex has just finished setting up the hammocks, and those two have just gone back to get some stuff. Theo may have lost his ropes, so his hammock has been attached to mine and Alex's, so each of us are affected whenever someone else gets in. We're just about to have a feast. I'm going to film it all and show you how we would make our meals on a trip like this. But for me, I haven't done this as much as the others, but this is probably the best spot I've ever hammocked in if it goes to plan. Our only concern, or slight intriguement I'd say, is that the tide comes to just here where the rocks are, which, as you can see, is very, very close to where we're sleeping, and it will come in at 4 AM, so we might be fast asleep. We don't think it comes up any higher, but if it does, it will just be a funny experience. It's definitely not going that high anyway. I think apparently it has 3 more meters to get, and it's just there now. But that is about it. The others will be back soon, and then we'll eat, play some games, probably drink a bit, and then get some rest.
Whilst watching us make our wraps, I would just point out that if you are enjoying this more inclusive style of video and want to see more of the behind the scenes of our trips, we have a 7-episode series of our 2022 island trip available exclusively on Patreon, so we will leave a link in the description if you want to check that out. We have filmed more BTS series on different trips too, that will all release on Patreon first.
Yeah, one-handed. Fucking hell, lad. Rice buff, bro.
Darkness was approaching, and we all wanted to get some rest. Personally, I would end up having a terrible night after disaster struck for me, so I was up bright and early, possibly delirious.
Morning, guys. Just me right now. Walking back to the abandoned manor. Last night for me wasn't the best. I think I updated you on my sleeping situation after my hammock broke, and that didn't change for the rest of the night. My back aches quite a bit, and I only got it feels like I only got 30 minutes at most. And I really just wanted to get out of it as soon as I could. So as soon as it gets light, I'm wandering over to the manor now to try and finish off the video and film the back rooms. And these are flats, you can tell. It's quite a nice bathroom that seems furnished as well. Definitely the most furnished thing I've seen all day.
It became apparent that this section of the site was going to be very repetitive, so I skimmed through the endless corridors and apartments looking for differentiating features.
All the construction lights hanging. It's clear that these haven't been used in a long time. But all the flats are pretty much the same. Sometimes in slightly different shapes, but nothing too extravagant. I'm going to go upstairs. So much dust. Doesn't look too much different than downstairs. Bit of a different flat. Obviously they don't have doors here. It just goes on and on. The change of texture under my feet then. This bit is a lot more decaying. On the ceiling as well. I feel like this is where it will start to look more like an abandoned building and not a construction site. There's a bed in this one. I'm going to stay on this decaying side because it'll probably look better than the other one. It's more finished as well. Not up here, like the bottom. It's wrecked. All these metal beams on the ground.
There seemed to be more decay and dilapidation in the upper floors of the flats than anywhere else across the complex.
There's a board for blueprints and maps here. Didn't notice it as I came past. Oh, that doesn't sound too good. Yep, the builders are here now. just finishing off too. Seems that each flat at the top floor would have a nice little balcony.
The builder was probably quite confused after sighting me on the balcony looking at him, particularly alone at 6 AM. After I waved, he ended up coming inside to move me on, albeit kindly.
I take it you nothing belonged to us in your bag.
Pardon? Oh, nothing that belonged to you? No, I won't steal. It's just the photos.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back at camp, the others were waking up.
Good morning, guys. Another morning in the hammock, but this time we're blessed to wake up to this. And this is why we chose to camp here. It is absolutely stunning this morning. It's about 8 AM. We're going to crack on with enjoying this morning here.
Get your chest under, lad. Get your tits under anytime.
Fucking God, bro. Oh my.
Oh my God, Dad.
It had been an incredible night, sandwiched in between an exploration of a historic old mansion that may finally have some luck. Reading up on the property, it is reported that the luxury hotel plans have been revived, which was definitely the building work we witnessed whilst on site. Hopefully, this phase of transformation will beat the burden of a century derelict that the building has suffered. Its location and history means that it deserves to be active once more, but we will always remember our short stay in its land as an evening to be treasured. Here are some of our photographs captured at the abandoned castle. If you like the look of them, check out our Instagram page in the description, where we share images from our explores months before they are seen on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We really hope you enjoyed a more inclusive look at one of our explorations, as this is something we plan to do more and more. Let us know what you think in the comments. See you next time.